Hi Leo, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Leo, we're going to try to get into contact with your starseed soul family, see what messages they can give you this week. We're going to ask them specifically, what you're being asked to do through your starseed family. What you should embrace or activate, or what you should embrace or move towards to activate the thing that you're being asked to do. And then what you need to soften your grip on or change your concept of to sort of allow things to flow, really, So because we're doing Starseed Family, I'm using the Starseed Oracle deck. I'm going to start with the Starseed Oracle deck. We're also going to use the Moonology deck, going to use the Divine Animal Oracle deck, and I'm going to use the Muse Tarot. So, Leo, let's get started. It looks like to me, Leo, that these cards are telling me that it's almost like your bucket or your cup is a little bit empty and you've been pouring into a lot of other people's buckets or cups. It's time to kind of like put your little bucket or cup out into the rain and let it fill up again, like I'm going to start with what you're being asked to do. And quite frankly, because it's the most obvious one to me. So I do want to say that, that's kind of the biggest part of the advice in this reading is what you're being asked to do. So because that is the most straightforward to me, hopefully that advice will be most straightforward to you. So you have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. So you should kind of look after yourself, right? You should look after yourself. And then it's interesting because then followed by that you have, the answers you need are coming. Make your dreams come true. Make your dreams real. Now, when I look at these two, it almost feels like, okay, you should look after yourself right now. I feel like you've been tending to a lot of other people from what I see in the tarot. With the oracle cards, it feels as though, there's an answer to some sort of question you have about your life. Those answers are coming. And the answer that's coming is actually the answer that's going to help you make your dreams real, to make something come true here. So I have constant entertainment with Larry and the squirrels out there now. But that's almost as if, so if you're waiting to hear something, if you're waiting to get a response from someone, if you're waiting for a sign from the universe, even whatever that is, just use this time to look after yourself. And so it's interesting. You have the Muse of Materials, which is the King of Pentacles. And then you have the Ace of Materials, the Ace of Pentacles. And then you have the Four of Emotions. So Larry sees me in the window. Hi, Larry. Hi. You have to go through the door and come in. This just has this feeling like, right? I mean, the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. This is somebody who has a lot of resources, has perhaps a lot of responsibilities. And you see how all these gardens are really, really lush. And water your garden. So water your garden. Maybe you're even kind of like, maybe it's something specific. Like maybe it could even be, if it's not that you've been investing a lot into other people's emotional needs. It could be something that you want to grow in your life. And the answers you need are coming to make that dream real for you. So just look after yourself. I mean, honest to goodness, that's the biggest message in this reading, because in the Four of Cups, it just feels like, well, right? Like, look at how low the water level is in that big cup. And looking at these other little cups, it just could be like some things too that are just not working out around you right now, that you feel kind of disappointed about them, or you're feeling a little bit disenchanted perhaps about your dreams. But you definitely just look after you. Look after you. Leo, especially if you guys have been kind of looking after other people and helping them. It's almost like, I feel like you're kind of been maybe an emotional support for other people. So it's important that you look after you. All right. What you should embrace or move towards to activate this is really funny, right? Water your garden, tenderness, body care, rest. And then you get surrender to the sweetness. So surrender to the sweetness. It's like of life, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. This is honestly really about exploring what makes you feel good right now in the moment. And you even have that as to one of the cards in soften your grip, loosen your concept a little bit of, is be in the moment, be in the now. But this is like what in your moment makes you feel good, makes you feel loved? How do you nourish yourself right now, Leo? I don't know what y'all have been up to, but it is like it's a need to nourish yourself, just to kind of recharge your batteries even. Communication is key, and be generous of spirit. So what you should embrace. It's kind of funny, right? Because it feels like it's tied into some sort of answer that you need. They're both the Gemini card, which is a full moon. The answer you need is coming. So is it, because it's the full moon, it's closing something off. It's like to close something off. Maybe it's to close off an option or a possibility that you've been holding out for, to hear about it, or something that you want to close off. Maybe a work contract. I don't know. Could be with the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, but yeah, it's almost like you need to shut the door on something and then embrace the door opening somewhere else. But regardless, needless to say, you still need to look after you in whatever kind of journey that you're facing right now. Be generous of spirit. This is, I know, be confident too. Be confident. Invest in these things that nurture you, that you love. Give yourself to those things. You know, if they're not depleting you, if they're building you up in life, definitely give into those things. Give more of yourself to that. Will actually help to nourish you. The tarot cards that come in to support it are the Moon, the Ace of Cups. Interesting. I mean, this is almost like, once you nourish yourself here, your intuition, you're going to be able to guide yourself a little more strongly through any sort of unknown, or kind of help to move past your fears. Move past your fears. Look at this, the Ace of Cups into the Moon, into the Fool. It's almost like the last drink of water at the oasis before you hit a destination point. But the destination point almost feels like it's like the platform at a rail station, like a train station, to go somewhere with the Fool card, like to get ready and go, to do something. Have a fresh start. There's some kind of communication that you need to have a fresh start. That's what I see here. And I feel I want to pull more tarot cards, because I don't know if it has to do with like a work thing with the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Emotions. Like, you're not really getting what you want out of that. You're not seeing what satisfies perhaps both your financial and your emotional needs. But once you get some form of communication here, it's kind of like go all in. It just feels like that would be generous of spirit in the Fool. It's like go on all in, don't hesitate, which also makes sense why right now it is so important to really look after yourself, because you'll need those reserves. You'll need that energy. Okay, that soften your grip part here. You got the Love, Hadarian energy, codependency and boundaries, balance spirituality and practicality, and then be here now. So to kind of soften your grip on this. I'm interested. I'm hearing with the full moon in Pisces, I'm hearing, you know, you don't always need a practical solution towards a really big dream. You do have make your dreams real, right? That is something that you're being asked to do is, yeah, But to do that, you need to, it's almost like you need to prepare yourself for the journey when it comes. To be rested, to be mindful, to be relaxed. And so change your concept of balancing spirituality and practicality. You can combine these two as well. So I don't know if this could be something that you're thinking about for yourself. Like, can I incorporate a more mindful approach in my life and still keep balance in, you know, all of the things that I'm responsible in life? Or could I have a job that, you know, can pay my bills, but I can still maintain sort of a level of spirituality and mindfulness in that? It says I want to say that it's like you got what it takes with you got the love and talking about boundaries and codependency. So be here now. Just learn to be here now. You don't have to be in the future. It's like that in itself paves the way to answer even perhaps a question about that. Like, can I still have this sort of, or if you're creating, maybe you're even trying to develop or create, sorry, it's just like dawning on me. This is like Leo energy. Duh. Isn't that funny? I'm looking at that going, oh yeah, it's Leo. It's the lion spirit. To really embrace the spirit of the lion. To go off on adventure. But what do lions do? Lions will really rest. I mean, if you think about lions, like they're really like all in or they're all in or they're all out. Like, and when I say out, I mean sort of like looking after themselves, resting. They tend to lay around a lot and relax and rest. But when they're busy, they're busy. You know, they're walking long distances to patrol the territory, to look for food. Oh gosh, who's that? Sorry, Lily. I didn't know Lily was right under my feet. Why are you doing this again? Okay, you're good there. Did this in the Cancer Extended. She was right under my feet. And I thought, what is her problem? There's no storms or anything, and a storm rolled in. So are we getting another one, Lily? Is that what I didn't even know you were there, and I'm sorry. Yeah, this ring, she's like my little weather unit. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You just relax, honey. I didn't know you were there. I didn't know. Honey. You're okay. Okay. Cuddle with my feet. You're okay. Sorry. Yeah, it is. It's like, you know, all the stuff that lions are, to really embrace that. Because you will be coming up into a cycle here where you are patrolling the territory, which is, I want to say, you know, going to the furthest reaches of even perhaps what you're comfortable with, or maybe even traveling, finding food, nourishment. It could be like finding a new job, or it could be looking at life from a whole new perspective in terms of how you do that. Now, what's really interesting is you've been pecking away at something, pecking. And you're slowly open. It's almost like an imprisonment feeling with the tarot cards here. Look at this Knight of Materials in the Tower. And it really honestly feels like just like chiseling away slowly with like a dull spoon at some sort of foundation. I'm picturing somebody in a prison cell and just like picking away at that to make it fall away, to make something crumble. It's actually working. So I don't know if it's something, you know, that could even be it's bigger than you. At least it feels bigger than you in your life. And it's not something that you could just quickly take down. It's something that she's tickling my toes. She's tickling my toes, Diddy. Something that you just gotta slowly and steadily, you know, every time the warden or the guard has walked away, you keep picking away at it. And it's interesting because it starts to shine. Look at it's like this opening that is produced here. It's like you're creating something in a very. So I guess too, because this is sitting in like to soften your grip on or change your concept of, is maybe even feeling like you're not getting anywhere, because you are, and you're doing it in a very methodical way. And also it makes sense why there could be times where you just need to kind of take a break, you know, because like that, chipping away at a wall with a dull spoon to get to the other side of like, well, it's beautiful. It looks beautiful over there. The sky is glowing yellow. It looks lush and abundant. It's out of the desert, right? Like coming out of the desert. What you should embrace, I feel like, is if you have already made some major changes in your life, but you don't feel like you're kind of at the destination you thought you would be at this point, is to, yeah, recognize that you're not, but also recognize how far that you've come. Because you've made some sort of progress here, even though it may not feel like it. And you are chipping away at something. Now, this also, I'll show you all of the underlying cards here. This Six of Emotions, the Six of Cups, this looks like somebody who's just really tired of adulting. There's this cute little kid sitting on a suitcase here, spinning like Saturn on their finger, and they've got like their little old-fashioned fighter pilot helmet and goggles on, and, you know, pretending and having a good time with that. It's almost like the little person trapped inside this big person. But the big person is just, oh my God, it's so tiring. Why did I hope I would grow up quickly? No, but a little bit of that. Now, who is this? There's somebody sitting on the beach. They look so tiny here, and they're looking up at this person who's tired of adulting. There's something really significant here too. This is the Ten of Materials and then the Death card. It could even be rebuilding, you know, like finding your way out of the rubble too. Finding your way out of the rubble. I also want to say that this Tower moment is odd. It's very, like when I pull it out, I go, oh, wait a second. Oh, no. Because it's like the world being flipped upside down. So, and you floating around here, just kind of floating aimlessly. Caught, it's the in-between. That's what it is. Yeah, because there's all this electricity up here. This, to me, feels like the tower and then floating away from it. And then there's all this electricity here, almost like trying to ground you into some sort of a new reality. Okay, but this new reality, I do feel like, too, it's also a little bit about, yeah, I'll stick with a little bit. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much for you to sort of affect your path in the future here, because it's a page. And, you know, right now you've got this Four of Cups. So it's kind of feeling, not feeling too impressed by what's going on around you. Not really, you know, this is an interesting Four of Cups too, because there is no cup being offered in the background in this one. The person is sitting in the fourth cup. So this person is sitting in the fourth cup. But that cup, the water level is low. It really is. It's about investing back into your own cup again. Because it's a little bit like being stuck in the in-between. But I want to say again, like honestly, it feels like this person is a lot further away from all of this. Like they're detached from it. They're fully detached. There could just be like some sort of energetic threads that are connecting you and your past, because there's an energetic thread down here that's trying to pull, or it's pulling you in. So the concept here honestly really is not to judge your journey here by where you thought your final destination would be and where that would be at this point. It's more about how much you've done and how much you've whittled away at removing yourself from a tower moment. And I would say, like, going from the Ten of Pentacles into the Death card, it is having some sort of major accomplishment in life, and then that's over. And then the Six of Cups, it is also too maybe being trapped in nostalgia. Be careful with that, because this card can also talk about seeing the past with more rose-colored glasses than what the past is deserving of. Forge don't follow. Okay, this is interesting now. Your two underlying cards here, deep cellular healing, Axurus energy, physical and emotional healing. Forge don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. So you're going to be stepping into, and that makes sense too, embrace. This is some sort of new future for you. You're going to be stepping into a leadership role. But you step into this after you've done some healing work here. You step into it after you've done the healing work and you're paving the path. So you're either going in a direction that nobody that you know has done before. Maybe you're picking a new neighborhood to live in. You're picking a new career to grow within. You're doing something differently here from those around you and what you've done before. Be the leader you wish you had. I don't know if some of you could even be stepping into a leadership position that, you know, somebody else used to have and they were like your supervisor or your manager. You could be stepping into that. But honestly, your destination here is reliant on some sort of communication. The answers, it says answers, it's plural. So there's more than one thing maybe that you need to know. The answers you need are coming. Make your dreams real. And it does, right? This other one is watch and wait. Okay, the underline here, balsamic moon, a time for healing, which you're doing. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. I love those colors. They're so warm. Meditate and contemplate. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? That's where you're moving out of. You're moving out of that. Because the underline is more sort of the evidence of where I'm reading you, where I'm seeing this energy on the table. So you're meditating and contemplating. That's very spiritual. Interesting though, where maybe you are supposed to do something. Maybe you're supposed to whittle away a little bit more at this tower. Like, don't stop trying here in the physical. Show the world the real you. The energy is gaining momentum. I feel like whoever this real you is, it's somehow connected, or it shines more brightly or more significantly through some healing that you've done. Making the first move into meditating and contemplating. Oh, one of the other things that came through with me with this reading was, does no one else take a break around here? Like, that's what that felt like to me when I first pulled out these cards. I kind of got that message. And it was either always having people around you. It could be a work environment where nobody really recognizes the importance of taking a break for yourself. And it kind of, so I want to say it's a comparison to me between, you know, if you go to Europe or you go to, even in like South America, it's pretty much North America. I don't know what it's all like for y'all in Australia. But, you know, when you travel a little bit, you recognize that a lot of societies really value having a siesta, taking a long lunch break. I remember when I went to France years ago, if you didn't get lunch somewhere before, you had to have eaten and finished by 2 o'clock, because then they all closed. They all closed and they did not open up again until like 7 o'clock. They probably showed up for work again at 6. If you're talking about restaurant industry, and it was a lot of places were like that, like even clothing stores. I don't know if it's still like this. This was back in, when would this have been? The early 2000s? And we were caught off guard because here in North America, well, I say we, my mom and I, we went. Here in North America, everybody's open all the time. All the time. Yeah, lunch anytime. We have all-day breakfast places too, you know. But then right in Mexico too, I used to go down there and do food safety audits. And yeah, it's not lunch, we have a long lunch. We take a break. You can have a nap if you want. There's something about that, right? There's a shift here because from a North American perspective, you know, I've even heard this too. I've heard of Europeans that come to North America hoping for a better life, and they come over here and they're like, what the fuck? Nobody has any holiday. Nobody has enough holiday time. Yo, working like such long hours. There's something about that in here because it's you recognizing some sort of change that needs to be made, but this change has to do with looking after yourself. It really does. It's taking that long lunch break. I do want to say though, I think in France they did have a longer work day, but they weren't at work for a few hours. Everyone went home, had a good lunch, connected with their family, had a little nap. Oh, maybe my impression of that is incorrect. I don't know. If you are out in Europe, tell me all that. At least that's what it seemed like in France. And I think it was about the third day where my mom and I realized, no, we need to have lunch. We're going to be eating snacks out of a convenience store at lunchtime until we can get a dinner at 7 o'clock. Yeah, there's something about that for me. While out the car, just as they came out, and before I kind of connected into you, it was definitely either you have parents that have been workaholics and they expect the same of you, or you've worked or work in an environment where if you're expected to be a workaholic and you're not supposed to look after yourself. Yeah, and so it's changing this concept for you. Is there anything I want to... I'm going to look at this, like change your concept of this. So the Knight of Materials. This Knight of Materials is this steadfast horse is heading towards a tower. The King of Wands. Well, that's definitely being the leader. There you are. But very practical. Very practical and steadfast. The Tower. The Nine of Wands. All right. The Nine of Wands, this tower is taking forever either to crumble. I said that. It seems like something that is taking forever. You just have to really keep picking away. Chiseling away at it. The Page of Emotions, it's opening up. Something is opening up. The last underlined card was the energy is gaining momentum. Oh, the Emperor, wow. There's some kind of leadership role you guys are stepping into. Change your concept of this too. Change your concept of what it is to be a leader. This is somebody who really, I want to say, this is a leader who really values self-care. This is a leader who really values the importance of balance. People should not be codependent on you. And you should not be codependent on others, because when self-care exists, then the codependency also tends to drop away. Interesting. The Knight of Swords is at the bottom. You might have a quick idea coming in, or when that's what I wanted to do. What are these answers that you need are coming? The answer, what are these about? The Four of Pentacles. It could be about money. It could be about feeling kind of stuck or not having any momentum here. For some of you, it could be a job. Something to do with the Four of Pentacles. The answers you need are coming. The Star and the Three of Pentacles. Well, it does look like someone even going through a period here where you're saving your money. You're saving your money. You're being like very frugal with your money. And then this kind of your wish, your dream to build something here, to have a project. It could be a new job. I don't know. What would be the dream for you? What is your dream? It's going to make a dream become real for you. Oh, the Five of Pentacles into the Three of Swords. Make your dreams real. What the fuck dreams? This gotta be different. I want to be poor and depressed. That's my dream. I want to say it's got to be overcoming that unless you're really, really a glutton for punishment. You might feel poor and depressed. Leo, you never fail to surprise. My dream is to be poor, in solitude, and depressed. All right, I think I'm going to stop pulling cards now. So, the High Priestess, just watch and wait. The universe. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, Leo, I'm going to actually, all the underlying cards, I'm going to shuffle them back into the deck. I'm going to continue to use the deck, and I'm just going to keep pulling cards and see where it goes. And that's been kind of interesting this week. There you go. Thank you so much, Leos. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.